Okay guys, hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please like this video and please subscribe. But today I'm just going to do a little bit of a life update. I was going to film a little get ready with me, but while I was doing it my camera died and I felt like I was kind of ranting a little bit. So yeah, I haven't been like making YouTube videos in a while, and I haven't been consistent with my social media at all. But there's been a lot of new changes to my life, and I just wanted to kind of put it in a YouTube video. I felt if I was going to come on my Instagram and talk about things, it can come, I don't know, like I just felt like there wasn't enough like length and time for me to explain. So I just wanted to come on, explain, like eat, swear, I kill someone. But there's just been like a few little life updates that I just wanted to share with you all. But just so you know, the life updates will actually be able to allow me to have new YouTube videos more often, more podcasts more often, more coming on my Instagram. So yeah, that's it. If you don't already listen to my podcast, definitely do. There'll be an episode out every single week. It's called the Fake It Till You Make It podcast with Keely McGrath, which is me. And yeah, that'll be coming out every week again. I started that like a few months ago and I just kind of was just so busy, but we're going to get into everything. So hello, if you're new here, hello. Well, this is my YouTube channel. I come on here and do vlogs and rants and beauty things and makeup things and everything. And if you're not new here, so sorry that I've been away for some time. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of get into everything. So a few different changes that happened in my life. And no, I'm not pregnant. And a lot of people were texting on Instagram being like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, I have just put on weight. So that's not part of the life update. And this isn't like a big serious thing that has to be a YouTube video. It's just more like, this is my YouTube channel. I like to talk to you guys on here. And like I said, I just felt like Instagram kind of puts you into small little boxes, like 15 seconds and things like that. And I just wanted to talk about it fully. I'm sure I'll mention this on Instagram regardless. So, life changes. What has been happening? I don't even think I've ever even explained to my YouTube that I own my own business. So in February of this year, I launched my own jewellery business. So it's called 2011 Jewellery. And I just sell jewellery pieces on there. And it's been really successful. I'm really, really grateful for everything and everyone who's bought a piece, like a product from me. And I absolutely love doing it so much. Like, I literally love it. So since then, and since it's become like a bit like, you know, successful, and since I've been doing well with it, I've had to be working my own job, which is like a 45-hour-a-week job, and then run my jewellery business, and then try to get my ads done for social media, because I do work with brands on Instagram. All while trying to maintain my relationship with my friends, my boyfriend, trying to get a YouTube video out here and there, trying to get a podcast out. And social media is just something I'm really passionate about. I just love it. It makes me happy. It's my little escape. It's my hobby. Some people have hobbies like sports and things like that. My hobby is just creating content, and it's something I absolutely love. And yeah, I'm just going to get into some of the news. So there's kind of two main pieces of news here. One part of the news is, like I was saying, the business has been doing well. I have been doing well as well on my own social media. I've been working really hard. I've been trying to get, you know, like good brand opportunities, and I've just been kind of falling in love with it all over again, like falling in love with making content. I've been getting my TikTok up. I know this might sound a bit artificial, like wow, you're doing all that, but it's, like I said, it's my hobby and it's something I love. So I've been saving a lot of money to be able to kind of put myself in the position I'm in now, where I have been able to quit my job. So yeah, I've decided to quit my job. I actually finished up last week. I didn't talk about it on my Instagram or anything because I was still a little bit unsure leading up to it what I was going to do, and I didn't want again to come on and just be like, oh yeah, I quit my job, and then for people to kind of make all these assumptions and stuff. So I kind of wanted to be able to talk about it in here, kind of in my own words, and kind of just explain it a little bit better. So yeah, I've just been saving up a good bit of money so that I'd be able to have this like window of time where I'm kind of taking like a career break. So I won't even say that this is going to be me being self-employed forever or anything. I don't think I'm like that far ahead, like, you know, the way some influencers and things like that are able to quit their job and that's their full-time employment. If it wasn't for my jewellery business, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. If it wasn't for loyal customers and obviously the good products that I sell, and people returning customers coming back, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. I'd still only be making a few ads here and there on Instagram, and I'd still have to be working my full-time job. So I'm obviously so grateful for that, because that's obviously given me like the opportunity to be able to step away from my career for now. So yeah, what I am doing now is I'm just fully self-employed. I did find a lot with the working full-time in my corporate job, when I was doing that, when I was making my income there, when I was talking like to an accountant and things like that, the income that was being made then with the jewellery business on top of income I could be making with ads, I was ending up, a lot of it was just going to tax. So I was like, do you know what, which is so fine, like you have to pay your taxes, but I just wanted to kind of focus more. I felt like I was kind of taken away from a lot of the stuff I love to do. Hi, just interrupting because I did not clarify what I meant. All I meant by the tax thing was in my full-time employment I was paying 20% tax, but in my additional income, because it was going over a certain pay threshold, I was paying 40% tax on everything else. So by me stepping away from my full-time employment, I end up going back down to the 20% tax bracket. So that's all I meant. Make sure you speak to an accountant about all this kind of stuff, and it's really important to be aware that if you are making additional income, you will be paying additional taxes, which is so fine. I understand tax, but that's all I meant by that. It just puts me out of the higher one and back into the normal one because I'm losing an income. Like I said, I love creating content, I love making YouTube videos, I love making podcasts, but because I was working a 45-hour week, I was still trying to come home, and the next priority was the jewellery business. I had to get my orders out, I had to reply to the customer care emails, I had to like do my marketing plans for it, I had to do my Facebook ads, I had to order all the stock and to make sure my stock was up to date. There was a lot, so I was basically working 2 full-time jobs for months. For 7 months I was doing it, and even before that I've always been kind of just doing extra things anyway, because I've been working a full-time job and trying to just keep up my YouTube and etc, etc. So I was kind of getting into a little bit of a rut, and I was kind of feeling really unhappy in myself for a while, and a major part of the reason I'm stepping away from proper employment at the moment is because of my own mental health. I felt like the walls were nearly coming in on top of me, and it was kind of like, I've always told myself I've been able to do anything, like I can multitask and I can juggle a million different things, but when there is actually a million different things in front of you, and some of them make you happy and some of them don't, but they're your comfort blanket, you are kind of forced to either, you know, give. One of them have to give. Is it that you give up the things that you love because they may not be the safest option long route, or is it that you take a chance and you decide to do something for yourself? And that's what I've decided to do. So I'm going to call it a little bit of a career break for now. If the way I plan on things don't work out, I'm so prepared and so willing to go back working. That's totally fine. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm never going to work again. That's not me. I have a really, really good work ethic. I've been working since I was 14 years of age. My first ever job was in my aunt's hair salon, and I just have a really good work ethic. I like working my way up into positions. I like learning new skills. I've been working in corporate companies for the past nearly 5 years. And it's just, I've been doing it a while, and I know some people do that for their whole lives, and that's totally fine. It's just that I have another option for myself right now. I am luckily in a position, and I know it's a position of privilege, but I'm luckily in this position where I can afford to, at the moment, leave the safety blanket of employment with another company to pursue what it is I want to do myself. And whether that's for 2 months, like 5 months, a year, however long it is, I'm okay with that. I think I just needed to see for myself what would happen. Like, I feel like if I was to just kind of give up on these things and stay working in the corporate company, I'd really always think to myself, like, what if? Like, I wonder what if, like, would it have worked out? I see so much success with other like influencers and bloggers and just small business owners in Ireland as well, just being so successful and doing it, and every single success story always comes with someone who took a chance and just decided to just bite the bullet and do it. So like I said, I've been saving a lot of money, and I've been able to put myself in a position where I've got this little safety net of money now. I can decide to leave my job, even if it's for a few months, and at least I have that money then to kind of get me by, and that's if I make no more money from now until then, which I hope I will. I mean, Christmas is coming up, jewellery is a very popular present, and like I said, everything's been going pretty well, even just with my own social media presence and stuff. I've been getting like really fun brand deals and things like that, and I think it's just a good point for me at the moment. So yeah, a bit of it's for my mental health, bit of it's because I want to see, I don't want to have those questions of what if, and a lot of it is I'm just taking a fucking chance here. But I'm really happy that I decided to do it. I finished up my job on Friday, and this has been my first week of self-employment. So it's been busy. Like, I've just been making sure that I'm getting everything I want to get done. I've still been getting up at like 8-9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sleeping in, I'm not wasting the day, because now it's fully on me to make that money. It's fully on me to make that income. If I decide to stay a whole day in bed, I may as well just, like, it's the same as like taking a day off work without getting paid. I can't afford to do that, so I still have my Monday to Friday schedule, and I will continue to do that. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on making sure I get a YouTube video out every week and a podcast out every week. And the good thing with those two platforms is you can get sponsored with them. And I know this might be a lot of jibber jabber to some people. Some people are like, okay, well, I don't understand. But the potential with YouTube platforms and podcasting is if you are doing them continuously, brands will recognize that people are coming back to listen or to watch, and they may sponsor those videos. So that's always been a goal of mine, to be able to have that kind of opportunity. I just haven't had the time, and time is money. So yeah, I was kind of in a place where I was like, okay, this is great. I mean, I'm getting my full-time job, I have my safety blanket, I've got my health insurance, and I've got my pension, and I have all those really nice things, and I'm also making this extra money on the side. So if I want to go on a holiday, I can go on a holiday. If I want to buy this, I want to buy this. But it was taking away from my happiness, and I really had to sit there and think, like, is my happiness worth having extra money to do, like, you know, materialistic things? And I decided it isn't. I'd rather kind of have a lower income, lower and affordable income, and be happy in what I'm doing for however long that is, rather than kind of be in this situation where, like, yeah, I've got this money, but I'm kind of miserable in myself, I'm burnt out, I'm tired, my mental health is kind of deteriorating, I'm getting angry and snappy at people, I haven't got time to make plans with my friends. So yeah, there was a lot. I just took a risk, and I decided that that's what I'm going to do, and I'm really happy with the decision I made. And yeah, I hope everyone can kind of understand that as well. I don't ever want to sound like I'm coming from an ungrateful position and being like, yeah, I'm so cool, I could quit my job. That's not it. This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done. Like I said, I've worked since I was 14 years of age. I moved out of my home when I was 18. I moved to Limerick to go to college. I dropped out of college and I decided not to go home at all. I've been working in corporate companies for, like I said, nearly 5 years, and I've been paying everything myself. I'm a very independent person. I have a good work ethic, and I do like to work. I'm not the kind of person who has things handed to me, and I don't want them to be. I like to work for where I am, and I like to work towards goals and work towards my ambitions. So yeah, this isn't like me being like, yeah, I can't wait to never work again. This is going to be a really hard and difficult thing for me to do, and I'm not used to it. I'm used to having a schedule given to me by someone else, and I'm used to following that, and now it's literally all on me. So that's kind of the first piece of news, which is I just took the chance that I'm going to do it. So from now on, I'm basically a full-time content creator, and whether that's content creating for my own brand, obviously I'll be doing all the marketing, I'll still be doing all the sales and everything for that, and then full-time content creating on my socials for whatever brands decide to work with me, and just kind of putting myself out there a little bit more, coming online a little bit more, which in itself is a scary thing, because I feel like online you're so subjected to so much criticism. So many people who've never even met you before will decide to criticize you and critique you on things that you're doing with your life, and sometimes it comes from a place of concern and they may be worried about you, but sometimes it just comes from a place of like bitterness, and you know, like, that can be really hard to like put yourself out in that kind of spotlight. Is that, not saying that I'm in a spotlight, I'm not saying that like a lot of people care or anything, this will probably get like 100 views, but you know what I mean, like, you are putting yourself in that vulnerable position where you're open to people judging you and critiquing you, because you're on a public platform, which I don't personally think is okay, but I know it comes with the territory. So I am kind of putting myself in that position again, and it's a position that's made me really anxious before, but I just have to bite the bullet, because like I said, if I didn't do it, I would have been wondering for years, what if? So yeah, that's the kind of main piece of news really. Another piece of, I suppose, the second part of news then that kind of made the first part a little bit easier to do is, and this will come to a bit of a shock for some people, especially if you've listened to some of my podcasts, because I said I would never do this, but me and Jamie are planning on immigrating. So we are planning on leaving Ireland for a year or two and deciding to live somewhere else. So I think the idea is that we're going to go to Australia, and the plan is that we're going to go in February. So I know some people will be like, wait, you quit your job but you're planning on moving countries, like would you not stay in your job and save? Like I said, I have been able to save some money and I'm okay and I'm comfortable. Very grateful that I am, but I am. Sorry, my hands are going 90. So yeah, I've just been able to do that. So the way I thought of it is, if I take this small window of time between now and February, work my butt off, bang out the content, bang out the YouTubes, bang out the podcasts, do everything that makes me so happy and so creative again, that might put me in a position that if I do decide to immigrate, I might actually be able to still make revenue from these things, and not even revenue, but still have something that makes me happy, a little escape, something that I can say, oh god, like, because you know, if I do decide to immigrate, which we are, I'm not saying if I decide, we are immigrating. When we immigrate, I'm going to have to work in another country. I'm going to be working again anyway, so it's kind of just a career break from now until February, because in February, when I do decide to move halfway across the world, I will be working there again. Obviously, like the price of living in Australia is, you know, it's like double what it is here. It's a very high, it's a very expensive country, so I will be working again there. So I just wanted the small little gap to kind of test out my little dreams for a while and see how they go. And look, if some of that ends up carrying over to Australia, brilliant, but if not, I tried it, and that's one of the proudest things I'll ever say, is that I, at the age of 24, decided to quit my job and be self-employed. And I don't care if it's for a week, a month, a year, I don't care how long it is, I decided to do that. I had the guts to do it, and to me that's such a big thing. I don't know if other people think that is a big thing, but for me, I'm super proud of myself for being able to do it and just not being scared. I'm someone who grew up thinking, like, knowing, and it's probably beat into a lot of us, that you have to have like your job, make like the one thing in life is just make sure you've got your job, make sure you've got your income, and because you never know when you can lose it, kind of a thing. Like, make sure you've got your savings for the rainy day, you never know what's going to happen. And I'm basically deciding to throw all that away. Like, I'm using my savings now to afford myself the time off, and I'm kissing goodbye to the job that's a guaranteed salary, that's guaranteed health insurance, it's guaranteed pension, and I'm getting rid of all those things that have always been a comfort blanket for me, just to kind of chase a dream. And this could go nowhere, but it could go everywhere, and that's exactly what, it's just the risk that I want to take. So like I said, a few of you might be like, why would you not just stay working and you know, save? I'm just hopeful that, first of all, I still have savings anyway, and I'm hopeful, I think you need about $3,000 in your account going to Australia, so that's okay. But also Christmas is coming. I do own a jewellery business. I think, estimated on the sales that I've been doing throughout the year. I also did a marketing course as well, so I'm okay at kind of estimating these things, speaking to an accountant, going to my bank and things like that, and just kind of estimating how things are going. I think like Christmas sales and stuff will make up for a lot of the savings that I'm probably going to use between now and then anyways, and if not, it'll add more. So I'm hopeful that that's going to work out, and I know that that's a lot of personal information, but I know how it feels to kind of watch someone else's video and have a million questions. So that's just kind of one of the reasons I'll give you. Hi, sorry, I'm putting in once more. I just kind of realised that sometimes when I talk to my YouTube camera, I'm talking to you the same way I talk to my friends, and because my friends know me and they probably know the context of what I'm saying, I don't have to clarify things so much. I know I'm speaking there about my Christmas sales and how I think that they're going to replace my savings, and I'm fully aware that that is such a privileged thing to say, and I'm fully aware that there are so many business owners who wish that they could say that thing. I'm also aware of the advantages my social media following has given me to be able to start a business and for it to be able to make me an income, because that's a really hard thing to do. So I don't want to come across as someone who's being ungrateful for it or trying to rub that in anyone's face. I'm not. I'm just trying to give you a proper insight into it, because I know a lot of people would be curious about it, and I just realised that I did say that kind of without context going into it, and it may have sounded like I was being a bit of a brat, saying like, oh, I know I'm going to make loads of sales at Christmas. I don't know anything at all could happen, and my business could end up having to close down tomorrow. I'm fully taking a chance here, but I am fully aware of the advantages that I have because of setting up a business with the social media following. So I just wanted to clear that up because I never want to come across obnoxious or better than anyone. So I just wanted to say that little piece. You can continue watching now. A second reason as well is me and Jamie's bills won't be as high anymore. We are obviously planning on moving out of this apartment, which is so sad. Like I said, I moved out when I was 18. I haven't lived at home since I was 18 years of age. And because we're moving away to Australia, we decided that we'd probably stay here for another month or two and then decide to move home. So the plan is to be moving home in November. And we're going to do 1 week at my house and 1 week at his house. So by the time November comes around, I'll no longer have bills. I'll no longer have, like obviously we'll have our food shop and stuff like that. Like we're not going to be just eating out of our parents' kitchens. But we'll no longer have like rent or electricity or gas and all that kind of things. Like you know, the massive amount that we're paying at the moment. Our rent is in Limerick City, as you can imagine. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. It's high enough rent. It's affordable for the two of us, thank God, but it'll be a good chunk that we're saving as well. So I'm going to have less expenditures over the next few months, which is the reason why I decided to take the risk. I said to myself and I said to Jamie, I was like, look, I probably won't ever have this little window of opportunity again where, one, I have enough savings to last me 6-7 months of unemployment. I have that. 2, I have a business behind me that is creating revenue already because I've got loyal customers, I've got returning customers, I've got a good product and people are coming back. 3, Christmas is coming. That's the high point for any business in the world, and jewellery is such a product that people like to buy, especially for gifts. And 4, our bills will never be lower in our lives. We will never, like, we're probably planning on never living at home ever again. I never planned on living at home ever again. Planned on living in this apartment till I got a mortgage. So our bills will never be lower. I was like, it's never been a more perfect time for me to take this risk. I could take it after Australia, but by then I'm pretty sure me and Jamie might be in a position where we're wanting to buy a mortgage, like we're wanting to save for a mortgage. So I'll need to be back in employment, so I need to be saving again. So it's a small little window of time that I'm giving myself to chase my dreams, do what I love, create the content, and just, it's just the safest little time for me. So yeah, that's kind of my news. It's a bit crazy, especially because I have said so many times that I'm just not in the mood to immigrate. The reason we're deciding to move to Australia as well is because all of our friends are gone, to be honest with you. Like all of my friends from home, all of my friends from college and from home are either gone or they're going. All of Jamie's friends are either gone or they're going. There's very, very, very little people that are bothering to stay in Ireland, and I can totally understand why. I mean, Ireland's economy at the moment is crazy. It feels like we're on the brink of a recession, which again is a scary thing for me to quit my job when all of this is here. And I'm fully aware that there's so many risks that come with me leaving my job, so nobody has to remind me of them. I'm fully aware that there could be a recession announced in a couple of weeks and people no longer decide to buy materialistic things like jewellery. That's okay. Fully aware of that. Perfectly happy to go back working if I need to. I will work anywhere. I don't care if I'm working back in a corporate company, if I'm working in the fast food industry. A job is a job to me. Anything that pays the bill is a bill. Like, that's perfectly fine to me. I don't look at any other jobs with my nose up. Not at all. If shit hits the fan for me and I need to go back working, that is perfectly fine. I don't want anyone to think that I'm sitting here as a cocky little bitch. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but I don't want anyone to sit here and just be like, oh, she's up her own now because she's self-employed. Not at all. I'm perfectly okay with going back working. I've done it since I was 14. I've been in the corporate industry since for the past 5 years. Perfectly okay with it. It's a second nature to me. Been doing it for a long time. We'll be able to go back doing it, no problem at all. The scary part for me and the thing that I don't know how to do is to be self-employed. But yeah, so a lot of our friends are moving to Australia, and we were kind of just like, he's already been to Canada. I just never have I never had the travel bug. I'm just one of those really small group of people that like living in Ireland. I love Ireland. I love the comfort of it. I love knowing people around you. And I just love this little safety net of Ireland. Like, if something goes wrong, you can always move home, kind of a thing. And moving to Australia is going to be such a crazy thing for me. But I feel like life is too short, and I feel like even just the pandemic alone kind of showed that like life is too short and a lot of things can be taken away from you so quickly. So why not just do all these things now while we're young, especially because all of our friends are going. We'd be really, really, really alone here in Ireland, and I don't want it to get to a situation where me and him are just kind of just stuck here and we haven't got our own kind of personal lives are kind of being taken away from us. Me and Jamie are very independent we're not like totally codependent on each other. Obviously every relationship has some bit of codependency, but he has his own life and I have my own life. Even though we've been living together for 3 years, he has his own hobbies, he has his own friends, he has his own whole other Jamie life, and I've got my own Keely life. I've got everything that I like to do, I've got my hobbies, I've got my own separate friends. We've got a small little group of friends that are kind of mingled in together, but mainly the two of us have got our friends outside of that. And because two of those groups are deciding to go away, it could end up being that the two of us are kind of a little bit more codependent on each other, and I think the two of us just want to have a little bit of an adventure. We've been kind of doing the same mundane thing for the past 3 years. We've been living together, going to work, paying our bills, coming home, blah 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 blah. It would be so nice to have an adventure, and it would be incredible to have an adventure with the person that I love. So that's what we decided to do. Scary decision for the two of us, but that's what we're deciding to do. So I just thought that there was no better time to just chase my own dreams for a little bit, and he's very supportive of me as well. He was like, if everything goes wrong, I'll pay the bills for a while, which it's not needed obviously, but it's nice to have someone that has my back for those kind of things. But yeah, that's kind of the news. So we'll be moving to Australia. Oh, this is gonna die. Sorry, my camera literally, my battery decided to die on me. I had a second battery though. Eee. It won't go back on the stand. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I'm at a really weird angle right here at the moment. Yeah, we're going to be moving to Australia in February. My jewellery business will remain in Ireland. My mom told me that I'd be absolutely fucking crazy to get rid of it. It's been doing really, really well, and she said that she'll end up taking over packaging and stuff. I'll obviously still be in charge of the stock and the customer care and the emails and everything like that, but she'll do the deliveries for me, which is brilliant. So we'll test it out for a few months and see how that goes, but right now the plan is that we're moving to Australia. So I will have so much more vlogs and things like that to come with you with information. Right now I just kind of wanted to fill you in on what my life changes have been, because this is stuff that I'd normally just pop up on Instagram. I'm very honest with my followers. I like talking to you all, I like sharing my life, and I put myself in a position where I do like to share those things. So I did want to explain it on there, but I felt like with everything that I've said the past like 20 minutes of speaking, there's just been a lot of different kind of reasons as to why, and I felt like it would be really hard to explain all that on Instagram, so I just wanted to make a little video. But yeah, that's kind of it, guys. So right now I'm just a girl who's chasing my dreams and seeing how far it can take me. Perfectly okay with going back into work. Don't want anyone to sit here and think that I'm better than anyone. I definitely don't think that. I'm just taking like a little big girl step and deciding to just do something that I want to do for now. I've been working really, really hard the past few months. I've been making sure I've got that safety level of money saved away. I've been saving through the everything. I don't even know how to explain myself, but I've been saving a lot of money. I've been getting rid of some things in my life. I've stopped kind of doing like the haul videos and stuff that I used to do, because I know that that's just materialistic things. I've just been quenching all that and trying to just rein myself in a little bit so I can be able to afford myself just a little bit of time for me and for myself. And like, I'd love if everyone else in the world was able to kind of do that for themselves. I know lots of companies have sabbaticals and things, and I just think that it's just what I need to do for myself for now. I want to see what happens, but that's it. I'll be doing more vlogs and stuff every week. Like I said, I'm going to have a little YouTube day every single week, so if there's anything you want to see, do let me know in the comments. If there's any kind of questions that I haven't answered about this whole thing, do let me know in the comments as well. Like I said, I've been working a very, very long time. Been working my ass off as well, nearly the past year. I've been saving as much as I can. I finally have this little blanket of time that I can just do for me, and my bills will never be smaller because I'm about to be moving out into my parents' home, which is mental. I didn't get into that fully, but Jamie actually works 1 week at home, 1 week in the office. So the weeks that he's working at home will actually be at my house in Tipperary. And the week that he's in the office will be at his parents' house in Limerick, because he lives in Limerick, so and he works in Limerick, so it's just easier to commute. I also did an eyelash course as well, so I'm now fully qualified in eyelashes. I'm just at the moment practicing on all my friends, making sure I'm good before I put that service out to the public, but I've actually previously been qualified in eyelash lifts and brow laminations, so their qualifications I actually got months ago. I also did a digital marketing course as well in Limerick Senior, so I've been small and steadily building up these small little side gigs that I can be doing, so that if shit does hit the fan, I still have options. I don't have to go back to doing something that I'm not 100% happy with and that's kind of just draining me out a little bit. I have got these backup options. And I will be starting to do eyelash appointments and things like that for people. So the weeks that I'm staying at Jamie's mum's house, I'll be doing eyelash appointments then, and the weeks that I'm at my own house I'll be focusing on my content those weeks. I have it all planned out, getting a podcast done every week, getting YouTube done every week, and 100% focusing my time and energy on my jewellery business, and trying to build that up then as well. Like, I've been doing so well without even having to do too much like Facebook ads and stuff, so I'm gonna have to start focusing on them a little bit. It's definitely going to be a learning experience for me, and I'll try to be as open and honest and share as much of it as I can to you. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's literally it. I haven't really got much else to say to you. It's a bit of a change. It's definitely a bit of a big deal as well. I just can't believe that I'm even, first of all, I can't believe that I haven't to go to work right now, and secondly, I can't believe that I'm going to be leaving Ireland as well. Like, these are two crazy things, but like I said, I just didn't know how to explain them on Instagram. I just kind of wanted to give a bit of context to them both. But I hope you will please like and subscribe to this video, because as of now, this is what I do, baby. And I will try to bring out as much content as you like seeing. And that's it. Please give me a subscribe. Hit me up on my podcast if you do want to listen to it. At the moment, I'm doing little interviews with different creators and things like that, and just different people around different kind of genres. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to be a journey, it's going to be a bit weird, but I'm really, really happy, and I can't wait to share this adventure with you. So goodbye everyone, I love you all, and please like and subscribe.